Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I am sharing my Inktober experience with you and give you 5 tips for surviving Inktober. Make sure to stick to the end of the video for a bonus tip. If you don't know what Inktober is, here's some background information. Graphic artist Jade Parker started Inktober in 2009 mainly with the purpose of improving his own drawing skills. Inktober took off on social media and more artists started taking part each year in October. So what exactly is this challenge? For the 31 days in October, you are supposed to create a drawing each day, only using ink. This can be brush pens, dip pens, biros, anything that contains ink. There are official prompts to help you come up with ideas too, and you are allowed to use pencil underdrawings. Last year was the first time I took part in this challenge. My main reasons were to get back into drawing after decades of not producing any art and improve my drawing skills. If you are thinking of taking part this year, here are my tips. Tip number 1. Have a think about the prompts before the challenge starts. Each year before the start of Inktober, Jake sends out a list of 31 one-word prompts like poisonous or guarded, and your challenge is to come up with something that somehow relates to that prompt. Some prompts are easier than others, and sometimes you can hit a brick wall and don't know what to draw. To make this easier, I would come up with ideas for each prompt a few days before the challenge starts, so you don't struggle with a blank page. Tip number 2. If you realize you can't get on with the prompts, come up with your own. If you're like me and struggle to come up with drawing ideas for the prompts, use your own prompts or theme. My solution to "what shall I draw for the whole month" was the theme animals. I wanted to learn how to draw various animals, so my own challenge was to use the alphabet. I started with anteaters and finished with zebras. As the alphabet has only 24 letters, I had extra days to fill, but there were plenty of animals to choose from. Before Inktober started, I collected a lot of reference images of the animals I wanted to draw, so I had something to work with. So coming up with your own prompts instead of following the official list might be something you want to consider. Tip number 3. Check your drawing supplies and test them. First of all, choose your drawing surface. Do you want to work in a designated sketchbook or just on loose sheets? What format do you want to draw on? Portrait or landscape or square? What size should the paper or sketchbook be? And what kind of paper do you need? As some ink pens can bleed through the paper, you want to make sure that your paper is thick enough to prevent this. For my first Inktober challenge, I used these A5 landscape sketchbooks. I noticed that the paper is not thick enough for Indian ink and some ink pens are used, which is why I ended up not drawing on both sides. Basic things you will need to draw with are a pencil, an eraser, a pencil sharpener and ink pens of your choice. Test what you have and see how comfortable you feel using your pens. Add more if you feel you need more. Don't spend a fortune on pens though. I also recommend to invest in a white pen for things like highlights. Here are the pens I used last year. A pencil brush pen, a white jelly roll pen by Sakura, a Faber-Castell black brush pen, a dip pen with black Indian ink, fine liners by Staedtler from 0.1 to 0.7. During the challenge I also ordered extra brush pens in 6 shades of grey by Faber-Castell for a bit more variety, and an assortment of black liners also by Faber-Castell. So now I am all set for this year's challenge. Tip number 4. Practice basic drawing skills such as hatching, stippling, scribbling and spacing. I have to admit I didn't really do this and learned this along the way, but I would recommend practicing these techniques for contouring, shading and adding volume and interest to your drawings. I highly recommend this book by Alfonso Dunn, which is great for beginners and those who haven't worked with ink in a while. It shows you all the techniques you need to improve your ink drawings. Alfonso also has his own YouTube channel where he demonstrates various techniques. Link to his channel is in the description. Tip number 5. Schedule your drawing time and don't worry about perfection. One thing most people struggle with during Inktober is time. Finding the time to actually draw each day and consistently produce something you like is not always easy. So I would suggest to find a time window in your day and stick with it. Say between 8 and 9 o'clock in the evening. During this hour you produce your drawing and don't worry if it's not perfect. This time restriction means that you have to keep your ideas simple and manageable. I have to admit I didn't do this, mainly because I had more time on my hands and I didn't expect some of my drawings being so time-consuming. I often would prepare the underdrawing with pencil in the evening before and finish the drawing with ink in the morning. However, during the challenge I struggled to keep up with this schedule, mainly because of health reasons, and I ended up playing catch-up. Those later drawings were simpler and less detailed as I was determined to produce 31 drawings. Which brings me to my bonus tip. So here is my bonus tip. Take care of your posture when you're drawing. I can't stress this enough. When you are engrossed in your painting or drawing, you often don't notice that you are hunched over your work, and this can lead to a lot of pain. I am left-handed and suffer from chronic shoulder pain, so I need to be even more mindful of this. My solution and tip is, use a tabletop easel you can draw on. I use this box easel. Because sometimes I like to draw in bed, I also invested in this nifty extendable tabletop. It's actually a laptop stand that enables you to stand while working and therefore serves another useful purpose. I would also recommend having short breaks every 15 to 20 minutes and do some gentle stretching exercises. You can use a timer for this. Don't beat yourself up if you can't finish 31 drawings. I found the most important thing was actually learning how to solve different drawing problems. I enjoyed last year's Inktober mainly because I got positive feedback and learned a lot. I also ended up with some handy Christmas gifts. I scanned the best drawings and printed them out for friends and created a calendar for my grandmother. This year, however, I want to keep it simple and have yet to figure out if I want to use my own prompts or to use the official prompts. Ideas are certainly welcome. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And if you have Inktober tips to share, share them in the comments. If you liked the video, it would be awesome if you could hit the like button, and if you want to see more of my videos, make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Happy Inktober. Until next time.